everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout, and this is one of those layouts that just happens. So I was completing my last layout, which was called Lean on Me. If you haven't seen that, go see that. Go look at that. And I had some offcuts of a couple of papers, and these three pattern paper strips were laying together on my the side of my desk, and I looked at them and I thought, oh my gosh, they look awesome together. I need to make another layout. So I went and searched for some photos that would work with those colors, and I found these two photos of a Goodbye lunch that I had with my nephew, and just decided on some papers. So I decided that I would put the photos on that diagonally striped paper, which is from Felicity Jane Emmeline, and then I'm going to add that to that background scallop paper, which is Felicity Jane paper. Now the polka dot paper is from Felicity Jane Willow. The pink kind of floral paper and that ombre paper that I'm touching right now are both from Felicity Jane, but I don't know collections because they were just an offcut that I happen to have left from something. So now I'm working with some ephemera here, and that label there is from Felicity Jane Emmeline labels, and I cut that out. And then the die cut here that I'm using of the girl is from Felicity Jane Kate, and it's the die cut shapes. And oh my gosh, I actually used one of the girl die cuts. I have such a hard time using those, but I think I only have one more left of the couple of packs of Felicity Jane I have, so I'm very excited about that. I decided I wanted a little bit more of a darkness. The other labels seem to be fading in the background, but the floral label wasn't like big enough for me. So I grabbed that floral label from the Emmeline labels, and now I'm looking at this chipboard circle, which you're looking at this and going, okay. I looked at this and went, okay, look at that. It has a knife, fork, and spoon and a plate on it. So that's perfect for a story about lunch. And that chipboard circle came from the summer chipboard stickers. Then I found that other floral die cut, which again was from the Felicity Jane die cut shapes, so the same place that the girl character came. And then I found that in those die cut shapes, there's also that pair of sunglasses, and it was summer, so I guess that's where that connection came from. Now I'm just working with pieces in this collection. I want to use up stash here. And then I decided, I didn't like where I wanted to do something else with that star. So I had to peel up the sunglasses to make that have that make a little bit more sense. I did put a check mark there because I thought that was kind of, I don't know, just kind of a funny like check, this is done off the list kind of a thing. Then I have that little ticket there that's from those same Kate die cuts as well, just pulling pieces from there that will work with this layout. The ticket says loving this life, and I just thought it was kind of funny, especially because I have that the paper, I guess paper dolls they call them, whatever they call them anyway there, so it just seems kind of funny. Then I added that gold star instead of at the top there because I put the ticket there. I added that kind of to the bottom cluster here, and then I'll put the sunglasses over that. I'm going away for a scrapbook weekend next weekend, and I need to remember to get some glue in my bottle. All right, so then I found this arrow on those summer chipboard stickers and thought that would be a nice way to perhaps get some dimension up there, but I wasn't sure, that I've got dimension in a couple of spots. Thought I could add it again in perhaps that spot at the top, and that then just would kind of lead you into the layout. But I didn't have the strips all glued down yet. Plus, I wanted to think about it a little bit more. I wasn't quite sure if I really, really liked it there. So here we go, getting the strips glued down. I can construct my entire layout around the strips and then don't glue the strips down. So, and I just trim these a little bit up here and there so they're uneven at the top and uneven at the bottom, so that they're not all the same length. So I love it when a layout comes together like this, when you're just inspired. Most of the time I'm inspired by photographs or a memory that I used a photograph to highlight as a secondary thing. But sometimes I look at product and go, I need to make a layout with that, and that's exactly what happened here. And I'm glad I could do 2 layouts in a row using my Felicity Jane stash here. I don't subscribe. I've never subscribed, but I will sometimes when they have sales. I'll grab kits or pieces, and that's what I did here. All right, there's that arrow again. I'm trying to figure out where to put that. Kind of like it on the bottom, but it's too far to the left there. And then I pull it to the right a little bit, and that makes more sense. When it was to the left, there was so much, there was dimension on top and dimension on bottom of the ticket. So I like the idea of kind of putting it in between there. I have that a little hard thought about using that. And again, I'm really just trying to figure out how to use up pieces here. And not that I'm going to just throw things, or I'm going to throw things on, to use correct English, just to throw stuff on a layout, but I think it helps me to really think beyond, okay, am I really done? Could I use another piece? Now I have these puffy stars here from the Felicity Jane Essentials Puffy Shapes, and I'm going to sprinkle a few of these around the layout. I had these in my stash forever, and I just haven't used them, and they're like the perfect little size, as you know, using it like you would an enamel dot. But they're cute, and so I'll scatter those around there, like I think I use the darker gray there, and then a white, and then a black and white stripe. I love how the coral is so light, and how your eye, there's a lot going on in those photos, but because that coral background is so light, your eye goes right to it. And I did have this little offcut that I thought about using, this little black offcut, and I maybe could have used it if there had been more than just this little strip. But honestly, I think I'm better off not using it, because I think it's taking too much away to add more black in. See, I'm still trying to. I have the perfect, 3 strips there, but I'm thinking about it. Now, and again, I tried to use that gold label. All right, the next thing I need to do is my title. And I'm thinking about calling it Perfect Lunch. My pizza there on the left is a spinach, artichoke, and tomato pizza. And then my nephew had these amazing crab rangoon wontons. It was a crab rangoon salad, but it was basically crab rangoons with a little bit of lettuce. It looked delicious. There's a winery near us that serves incredible food, so I like to go there, meet friends for dinners and that kind of stuff. So now I grabbed these chipboard letters from American Crafts. It's the Thickers Alpha and Buckaroo, and it has just a cute little whimsical white dot on the gold letter, and I will glue those down later on after I shut this off. You don't need to watch me do that. I wanted to call this a perfect lunch, so I was kind of looking for, or I wanted to call this something, like, I don't know, I was thinking lovely lunch, something. The lovely there was too big, and these are some, this is a gold framed stickers from the Maggie Holmes open book collection. This said the perfect something. I can't remember what it was, but it didn't fit. The last word didn't fit, so I just cut it off to make the sticker work for me. So it's not just sitting in my stash. So now the perfect lunch works. And I've got to trim this out a little bit so that it's all even and everything. But how cool is that this is working for me now? And I did trim it down a little bit. It's not as wide. So there you go, guys. There's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye.